So it's early January, and most people are going to have some sort of health or fitness resolution, whether it be diet, whether it be exercise. And although they're going to be quite extreme, okay? Gyms will be packed. People are going to be cutting out food groups. People are going to be on it. But the reality is people go so hard that statistics show that 40% of people burn out by the time January is done. And then by the time the spring comes around, 80% have dropped out because you're going too hard and we're not forming sustainable long-term habits. So this video, we're going to look at why dialing it back and actually going slower and more consistent is more beneficial for long-term results than going too hard, too fast right at the start of the year. So what usually happens is that most people go into doing these hour and a half long workouts. They go from working out maybe once a week to maybe 4 or 5 times a week. They are slashing calories. And basically, we are sold in January so much these 6, 8, 12-week transformations that people are expecting to go so hard and do that for themselves. The reality is that 8 to 10% of these people that have these New Year's resolutions are going to last past the year. Most people are going to be have dropped out by the time summer comes along. And the reality with this is that intensity is just so high that recovery protocols are often ignored. Injury risk is massive. Motivation tends to get drained. And the reality is that you're going to get great results for the first maybe month or 2, and then progress is going to stall before you even really had the chance to make this a sustainable habit. Your body adapts the best through consistency over intensity. Okay, studies have looked at adherence in exercise, and they found that people that followed a sustainable, moderate program and they were followed by a coach, 40 to 68% of those people stuck to this program long term, compared to 42% of people who dropped out after 3 months when they were self-monitoring. Okay, so this is where I always say, we want to start off going 60 to 70%, 70 to 80%. Sticking to 2 to 3 sessions a week is what is actually sustainable for most people who are working full time, who maybe have families, who have busy social lives. And then when it comes to nutrition, I always think, okay, let's look at our diet and what can I add to this diet to make it a better diet versus what am I taking away? Most of the time it's going to be increasing protein, it's going to be increasing fiber, it's going to be let's create balanced meals to avoid these blood sugar spikes. This is what we're looking at to create sustainable habits long term. So what I want you to do to avoid that 80% New Year dropout is to, 1, start small, okay? Let's start with 30 to 45 minute sessions 2 to 3 times a week. Then in those sessions, I want you to focus, if you're strength training, focus on your compound lifts, your squats, your deadlifts, so your hinges, your overhead presses, your rows, so forth. If you want to work towards a high rocks or a run race or a swim or whatever, have those sort of in your training, even 20 minutes of swimming, 20 minutes of running, they all add up over time if you are doing them consistently. And then we want to pair this with a very simple nutrition habit. So I don't want you to focus on restricting things, taking things out of your diet. I want you to focus on what can I add to make my diet better. So is it more water? Is it 30 grams of protein per meal? Do I need to increase my fiber intake? So having more veggies at every single meal. Is it preparing better snacks? Is it actually creating balanced meals to help keep your blood levels stable, to avoid these energy dips and crashes, but also to avoid these sort of cravings and overeating snacks, etc., just before meals? So have a think, and then I want you to comment below what is the one sustainable habit that you are going to start today. So for me, something that I've noticed is that, especially through this pregnancy, I got really lazy with cooking vegetables and stuff like that. I really couldn't be bothered. And as a result, also my kid wasn't eating the vegetables because I wasn't making them. So my goal is to try and cook up meals that have a lot of different vegetables in them, in a tasty, fun way, so that my kid eats them too, but that everyone is getting more sort of micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, fiber, etc. in their day.